Hey everybody, it's me, Justin. Just as a quick heads up, there was a very weird video issue on the stream where at 8 minutes and 8 seconds, the video freezes. Audio still works just fine. And then at 19 minutes and 9 seconds, so roughly about almost exactly 12 minutes later, or 11 minutes, 11 minutes later, everything gets back to normal. So just a heads up, the footage will freeze, but it's not the end of the world. It's going to get back on. Everything's going to be great. Thanks for understanding, and enjoy the show. Welcome back to... You're over there. Welcome back. I'm so used to looking at that. Welcome back to the Selection Network. I am one of your hosts, Justin Larshi, and with me today is a conclave of people. I don't know why I said conclave, but I'm going with conclave. So to my middle, as always, Colin C. Burns.
How you doing? Hi.
And hopefully not Lib 2.0, Mr. Harrison.
Yeah, last thing we need is
2.0. I'd much rather die than do that.
the last thing anyone needs, another lib.
Yeah, no,
last thing
We'll
we
find
need.
out eventually, I think. Hopefully not today, if I'm Lib 2.0. That's all I care
I mean, you won't leave this podcast if you are.
Shit. Hi,
here
guys.
to
My
stay.
knife is going to be in my neck.
Oh my god! So we do have things a little bit different this time, which because that's all I do is constantly make things complicated for this podcast.
Of course.
So we have our basic setup here. You will notice that instead of last time, where I had my whole little techie gear out, like burying me alive and looked super unprofessional, we kind of switched it up because over there by the tech corner, our techie nerdy corner, we have Miss Ruth. I'm gonna butcher your last name, Gutierrez. Gutierrez.
Sure, close
Yeah,
enough.
look, it's Ruth. Hey, Ruth, how's it going?
Hello.
So
I'm not used to being on camera. Like
I know
you
it's
guys
gonna be
are.
it's shocking
This is
for
weird.
you. She's just fucking everything's so well produced that we go to her.
And it's just
My
fucking
lighting
hard
is
to
just
light. Yeah. So if you are talking in chat, Ruth will be the one that'll be replying to you. If anything does happen, she will let us know, and we're gonna have ourselves a good time.
Yeah.
Also because shit at the college is apparently falling apart.
Yeah, we can't seem to get a steady setup that works every
Nope.
week,
Nope.
all the time.
So this also translates into our last broadcast that we did, that Ruth and I did, and Shane, because Shane is in the control room working the camera. So thank you, Shane, who will also be the voice of God if he decides to. No pressure. What had happened was for this week's broadcast, our audio board in the control room just went kaput.
Really?
Yeah, it just fucking stopped working. So the techs have been working what I think has been about a week, if not more, trying to get this fucking
it
thing
has
to work.
been
Yeah.
over a week. I came in last week and it was just...
Yeah, like just like guts everywhere, right? Like it's annoying. So then when we had to do our broadcast this week, we had to connect to the audio board in the other control room and try to get that to patch work. And we had someone like on a was it walkie-talkie, Ruth?
Yeah, it was a walkie-talkie.
Yeah, walkie-fucking-talkie, where Ruth, who was our director for that, was trying to talk to Chase in the other room, be like, okay, open mics, okay, cue and music,
Well, Chase,
okay,
no,
do
Chase
this.
had a headset, so he was okay. But like other productions we've used walkie-talkies, and clearly that hasn't worked either.
Yeah, it's been a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Damn.
So then coming into this, I asked earlier, like, do we have audio? And like Shane's like, no, like the board's still down. I'm like, fuck. So now that's one of the reasons why we have the techie nerdy corner over there is
God.
because we need someone to control our volumes because I brought in my own audio board. So we're hoping everything kind of syncs up. Everything should be good to go. There's about a 500 millisecond delay for audio, so it catches up with the video, or video catches up with audio, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
We had to run back and forth for mics. That's why we didn't start at 5:30 like I would have liked. I had to get an extra mic. And then on top of that, we have a project that we're going to end up by doing after all this, which is to do like a product placement shot.
Yep.
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 But we don't like the lighting that the expensive equipment is there that's offering. So I had to, when I went back, I grabbed my own lights because I'm like, fuck this, we're going to do it live.
Yeah.
Sorry, I need things to be perfect, you know?
Like, you shush, all right, with your terrible shadowing and whiteboard that has green writing.
That wasn't my choice.
You chose that corner.
You could have got a red one. There's one in the
mean-
pit.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
All right, anyways, that's enough of our terribleness. Thanks, Ruth, for being in the corner. I appreciate it. Thank you, Shane, for being in the TD. But yeah, as always, we are working with the bare minimum of requirement for staff and crew.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep,
Yeah.
which has become kind of a normal thing for us. So bravo for us for being able to kind of set this up. I like it.
Yeah.
That's not the most exciting thing that's happened though. Colin, last weekend.
Took a little trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the fuck did you go, man?
Thanks
To
for the
New York
invite.
City. I bought this hat and went there just for this.
Just for this.
Just for the hat?
Just for this single hat. No. No, me and my girlfriend, we got a good deal on like hotel and stuff, and we decided, fuck it, let's go. Let's take the weekend off. And,
Huh? Is Lip 2.0 coming out here? I'm sorry, guys.
Jeez.
Okay, so you guys went to New York. Did you do like the total touristy thing? Like, what'd you guys do?
Basically, it was like we only had like one full day and then like a couple like half days, so we
Yeah, yeah.
literally just hit all like the basic touristy shit to do. We did Statue of Liberty, we saw the World Trade Center, Empire State Building. Our hotel was like a block away from the Empire State Building.
Oh, nice.
Yep. We did Times Square too. Like there apparently, like every midnight at Times Square, they do like 3 minutes of like some kind of advertisement or art. Like all the billboards like line up.
Oh, really?
We got really excited for it. We were like, oh shit, I didn't even know this was a thing. Like every night, 3 minutes, all the billboards. This is gonna be fucking cool.
What?
And we go over there, and like so we're waiting around. It's fucking nearly midnight. And so then we notice some of the billboards start to change. We're like, oh shit, because they start to change to like this pink and blue gradient
Okay.
color. And we're looking around like, oh shit, this is gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. And like, probably like maybe a third of them changed.
Really?
Really. And then like literally we were waiting like, okay, there'll still be something cool like synced up like with all the billboards. It was literally just that blue pink gradient color the whole time.
Really?
And at the end it was like, this has been an art project. This
Oh,
fucking
fuck
image."
my
I'm like,
God.
oh my, like come the fuck on. You could have made the same thing with like fucking any fucking Microsoft program.
Doesn't it hurt, like, knowing a lot of this stuff now because of our program? We're like, look at the amazement. It's like, no, all you did was hit strobe light on Adobe Premiere. This is not impressive.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not even that. It was literally just like fucking 2 colors on a screen. And that was supposed like an art project thing they were advertising.
That sucks.
You know, it was yeah. And then we saw the Met, like the New York Public Library, and then it was a good way to get out of town for a little while and see a new place.
You guys didn't do like any Broadway stuff?
No.
No.
You're in New York.
Yeah. Okay, but we were on a very small budget. Like
Okay.
I'm a
I guess
student.
that's-
She's still paying off debt and shit. Like so, we don't have that much money to waste.
Now,
How many
here's my
loan sharks
question to
did
you.
go to?
Did you get the za?
Yeah. We did not get za. We did get New York like bagels and deli. And
Okay,
shit.
okay,
So
you know what?
We did that.
Okay, I'll
They went
accept that.
halfway.
Yeah.
They went like-
Half of it. Half it's not bad. Half's not bad. Okay, so is it true in New York? Because my wife went to New York during the summer, and she didn't really talk about this, but I was curious. Are people that much of? Are they really assholes?
Oh
like,
yeah.
They have
completely.
like straight
Okay,
up front.
Think
Like,
of every negative stereotype you have about New York.
Yeah.
It's completely true.
oh my
But
god.
okay, despite that, it's still kind of a cool place.
really?
Really, like I kind of want to go back. Like I get that. It's
I like the abuse.
I like all the
Getting
panhandling,
complete
you know?
Stockholm syndrome for New York City.
Oh, word?
No, really though, it's like everyone's an asshole. Everyone drives like shit. Everyone's like rushing to get their own way, and they don't give a fuck if they run into you and all that shit. No one says sorry. No one apologizes for anything. But
So
at the
it
same
is-
time, it's like that's kind of the energy of the city,
Yeah.
and it's kind of cool to be there, anyways.
It is
I don't know
Toronto
how else
2.0.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Belle. Yeah, Belle, one of my mods actually. She goes, "Hey, yeah, that's just the U.S. in general. We suck."
Yeah.
Yeah, she's from the deep south. She's from,
Oh, is she?
Oh yeah.
I forgot. Oh,
She
God.
also asked about Red Dead. That is a full-on sealed Red Dead still.
Yeah.
Has yet to be
I bought
touched.
that. I have not opened that yet.
Well,
I haven't had time to install it.
I don't think
haven't
any
had
of us
time
have
to
touched it.
play
Have you touched it? I
Funny
haven't.
that you mention it.
you've been streaming Red
I
Dead.
did a midnight stream of Red Dead 2
Yeah.
when it came out, and
You love that
oh
game
my
so
god,
far?
it is. I don't know. Okay, so I'm not the biggest open world fan. Like I love open worlds, but they're not really the thing that always catches my eye. Like the Skyrims, the Fallouts, none of that stuff really
Yeah.
does it for me. The only ones that have ever really caught my eye were Fable, GTA's,
Yeah.
and Breath of the Wild. Like Legend of Zelda's
Yeah.
in general.
Oh, because you got the Zelda tattoo.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
you.
it's,
Of course you're gonna love it.
it's a part of me. But for me, when I got Red Dead 2 and I streamed it, like I was immediately like in awestruck, man. Like it just didn't make any sense. The visuals, the voice acting, the action. Oh my god, dude.
You
Did
bring
play
up
the
the
first
voice?
Red Dead?
Yes, and I really enjoyed it, but this destroys the original Red Dead.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like, it's in fucking insane. Like,
First
it's
Red Dead, in my opinion, is one of the best games ever made.
Are we talking Red Dead Redemption or the?
no,
other-
not Red Dead Revolver.
Okay.
Not Red Dead Revolver.
Get Revolver.
I had to confirm that. I was like, there is one before Redemption.
Yeah, which I was surprised they went with Red Dead Redemption 2. since
Instead of, like, something
Redemption
else?
is the number
Yeah.
2. So
Yeah.
Whatever, like, I'm not mad at it, but
No.
if it's that
Well, I
fucking
think
good
it's
of a
because
game.
it follows more of the same story rather
Oh, it's
than
a, so
Revolver
it's a
to
prequel.
Redemption.
So Red Dead Redemption 2 is a prequel to Red Dead
Oh.
Redemption.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So you're following a couple of characters. Dutch, Arthur, James is in there again. James Marston. But James is in there only as a supporting role.
Okay.
So like you can talk to him, you can see things that are happening, and it kind of leads like there's hints obviously of Red Dead in there.
Yeah.
But like really the story is about Arthur and Dutch. Those are the two real. And I would argue, and a lot of people are saying this, I would argue that it's more about Dutch than Arthur because you play as Arthur, but really it's like your fault. You are physically as a person following Dutch's lead, and
Okay.
Dutch is the one who's like kind of carrying everyone to salvation type of thing.
Okay. That's
And
cool.
it's this awesome fucking meld of like you're an outlaw, but you're not a piece of shit. You'll kill people, you'll rob, but if you see a woman getting like sexually harassed, you'll knock a motherfucker out.
Yeah.
And then he'll take his
Okay.
money.
I like that. I like that.
Isn't there an option to also kill him though?
Oh,
Like, I
there's
thought
always
there was,
there's a
like-
bunch of options like that. Yeah.
I was gonna say.
So it
Yeah.
kind of
there's-
follows along the first one.
I've heard there's like a huge. You can either go like pure evil
or
you can pure
yeah,
good.
righteous.
Yeah.
I've done
Like,
a couple of things in the middle where there's this one thing where we robbed a train and there's 3 people on the train who was like, hey, you have a choice. You can either let him go or kill him. I mean, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna let him go. So my Arthur was like, get back in the train, fucking tell no one that you saw us, blah 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 blah. And it's like, okay, thanks, mister. 2 of them get on. I'm like, I wonder. I whip my gun up, bang! I shoot, and I don't know if I actually hit him or I might have, or I went next to him. He's like, oh, you promised you wouldn't kill me, and he starts running away. I'm like, oh fuck it, bang! Shoot him in the head. Dude's got like money and like a bunch of shit. So I loot him. Like that's cool. I'm like, I wonder if the game's gonna let me do this. I go inside the train. The other people are just like they're kind of panicking. And then you can hog tie people in the game as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I wonder. And Arthur just like tackles one of the dudes, fucking hog ties him, and I just robbed them. I'm like, all right, motherfuckers, think of what you've done.
Yeah.
And then I let them free.
Yeah.
So it's like this fucking beautiful mix of like, you could be the nicest person in the world or an asshole, or you could be that one dude just like, you know, like, oh, yeah, I'll help a homeless man, but I'm gonna fucking stab this dude.
Yeah. The game really lets you do that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. They did that in the first one, I think.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it was to such an extent. It was like one or the other.
It was like
wasn't-
good or evil, right?
You can like kind of mix
Yeah.
them.
And then like I'm pretty sure when you go to the menu, you actually have like literally like this gradient bar, and there's like
Oh, so like,
Arthur's face that like teeters across.
Infamous.
Never played Infamous, but
Oh, okay.
if they have they have
Yeah,
like
they
that
had the
good to
whole,
bad
like-
structure, right? So you can sit in the middle if you want. And I've been really enjoying that aspect of being like I can be an asshole because usually I always go the Paragon route. I never go Renegade. But for some reason in Red Dead, because I am technically an outlaw, I am like teetering on that line of like, hey, maybe I could do a little bad. You know, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
It is always fun to do a Paragon and then going ahead and do a Renegade run. It is just the difference between the gameplay is so much fun to just see it.
But yeah, it's and like one of the things that happened just today when I quickly jumped on for like a couple of minutes, I did this mission where like so you get a camp in the game because like you're not just a couple of outlaws, like you're literally like a moving convoy because it makes sense in the West.
Yeah.
Like you need people like to keep alive, right? Keep yourself alive. You can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna kill people and that's it. And I'm gonna rob. No, you need a because if you're going on for long trips, you're gonna need like a fucking cook. You need a seamstress. You need whatever, like something to get. So like you have this giant convoy of people moving with you, and some of them like by just conversation, not like an actual mission. They're like, oh, what are you doing today? Like, oh, I'm just trying to write by fucking my blockhead and I can't think of anything to write. If I had a nice pen, like maybe I could write better. And then dink. Little a side quest to a side quest. You know, Mary Beth is looking for a nice pen, and then just maybe about an hour later, I meet up with a dude. A certain series of events happen. I get a pen, and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, Mary Beth fucking wanted that. Like it's so fucking nice. And like Dutch wants a pipe or something. And it's like a bunch of these cool little. Oh, the game is just. I literally spent. Today's Sunday, Saturday at night when I wanted to just kind of relax because I didn't stream. I just played a bit of Red Dead, and for about an hour and a half, I was just hunting.
Oh my god.
Literally, I just went out and just fucking just like killing like whatever I wanted just to like for
Assassin's
shits and
Creed
giggles.
2.0.
Yeah, dude, it's so
That's
good.
what I did in the first Red Dead. I just would spend time hunting, just like walking around, getting in the wilderness.
Yeah.
And all that shit. I loved it.
Oh
It
yeah,
was a great time.
and then in this one too, like so, one of the things I didn't like about Red Dead, or the very few things I didn't like about Red Dead, was when you had to skin. It was like this long animation, of like stab, like gets it. It was when you're doing a lot of it, it gets pretty like repetitive, right?
There was sometimes it would skip over it, what I loved.
Yes, when you could skip over it was great, but when you couldn't, it felt like a drag. In this, it's like seconds. And what's nice about it is you actually see a full animation of him goes to the deer. He guts the deer, like literally cuts the skin, and you see Arthur ripping the skin off. So it's not just this off-screen animation. So like, because in the original Red Dead, all you see was like stab like this, a little bit of blood splatter, a little stab like this, and that's it. No, now you're visually seeing him ripping the skin off, and like after that, like he'll roll it up, put it onto his side. He'll then grab the carcass, put it on his shoulder, and then you can put it on your horse, and then bring it back to your butcher. So then that's food for the
That
convoy.
is-
But then you're dirty. So now you have blood all over you.
So you have to like change your clothes.
Yeah, change your clothes and you have to take a shower and shit. Like, cause if you sleep and after as days pass, you will grow a beard and like a big bushy beard. So you have to shave it if you want. If not, people will have a different like approach to you. If you're dirty, they're like, oh, dude, like I'm not talking to you, fucking vagabond. Like get lost. Shit like that will happen.
God.
Yeah, you can buy pomades. You can have sleeked hair. Like everything is fucking available in this game. And I'm only at like 4% into it. And I think I've already put 5 hours into the goddamn game.
Looks like I know where I'm going tonight then.
It's just. Oh,
I'm gonna install that game like right after we're done this podcast. I'm putting that in. I'm installing that shit.
100 gigs.
100 gig? Oh,
87,
right.
maybe 87. Sorry, maybe 87.
Fuck.
Yeah. So if you don't have the terabyte Xbox, you're gonna have to clear off some memory, like I had to.
I got a hard drive.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I think I only have like a 250 PS4.
That's gonna hurt.
Looks like Spider-Man PS4 and
Yeah.
Red Dead.
Yeah.
Only
Just
things
Red
on
Dead.
it.
Yeah.
Wait, I was complaining about something kind of related to that earlier.
What's up?
I was playing No Man's Sky
Okay.
on the Xbox. It fucking kicked me out of the game and told me I needed an update.
What?
I lost like 5 minutes of like gameplay because I was playing it and then just like the game just like stopped working, started like glitching, and then like went to the main menu. I was like, oh, what the fuck? And then when I went to try to go back into it, it was like, oh, No Man's Sky needs an update. And I'm like, fucking what?
Oh my god.
When so it decided it needed to update
Halfway
so it
through-
kicked me out.
That's
Yeah.
bullshit. No. That's why you need mandatory update times. You know what I mean? Like there's scheduled maintenance
That's why you
times.
just don't play No Man's Sky.
Oh jeez. But you're enjoying No
Shade
Man's
thrown
though.
I
at
am enjoying No Man's Sky. I'm enjoying
It's
making a video.
it's a good game. I can't make too much fun of it. I went through when it first launched and I played the shit out of it.
Yeah.
But like I can't go back to it right now just because they ruined it for me. When it came out at launch, it was
That's really opposite
fantastic.
from what I hear from everything else is like the game is finally now, after all the updates, it's now
It's
what it was promised at
supposed to be.
first. Yeah.
But I just had fun sitting there mindlessly collecting loot, doing all that.
Yeah, which is kind of what I'm doing.
And now that it's not the same, I'm like, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
They changed so many mechanics.
Yeah, that's kind of why I started playing the game now. It's like, okay, I hear now the game is finally what it's supposed to be. Maybe now's the time for me to get into it because I didn't follow it, I didn't play it at all
Yeah.
before. I'm finally starting to get into the game.
It's definitely one of those games that could get addictive, though. It's like Minecraft.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
pick it up for a while and you just play away at it.
Yeah, I know. I like it. But now I feel like that game might go to the side and then I'm going to start playing Red Dead.
Yeah, I mean Red Dead will
Fuck, this is
take
bad
over.
timing because
So
we have
Siege
so much.
is
So
going to
many,
be gone.
No. Siege. I can never.
still going with Siege.
See, all
Yeah.
my buddies suck at Siege. I have like one person that is okay at Siege.
I gotta double check something. You guys continue talking.
So at the moment, I hate it.
Yeah?
I hate playing Siege with my buddies. I've got to the cusp of platinum, day in and day out. And then I play with my buddies and I lose all of it. I'm down to gold
man.
like 4 at the moment. I'm like, fuck off.
I don't play Siege enough. Like, I play the occasional match with those guys, but, like, I don't do
It's-
it on my own.
I don't do it on my own either. I play with just one of my buddies and we're good enough together that we keep up our MMR high enough.
Yeah.
But like the second I play with my other guys, I'm like, I'm playing casual. I'm not playing ranked with you
Yeah.
guys.
I feel like I bought Siege. I bought a used copy of Siege, but I feel like that might go to the side because I also have Call of Duty. And like I gotta pick and choose what games I play because I only have so much time for
need to-
gaming because of all our fucking
I
projects.
hate this.
We're so fucking busy, and there's so many games that we want to play, and there's so many fucking like Netflix series and movies and shit that I need to catch up on that I've missed. I haven't
can't wait
started. I
till
haven't
I'm
started the
done
new
school.
season of Daredevil.
I haven't either, but that's because I
only
a
just
person-
started the new season of Iron Fist, even though that's fucking late since that's canceled.
everyone is apparently saying Iron Fist is shit.
All right, boys. Give us one quick second. Technical difficulties. We're gonna stop the stream and start it right back up.
Okay.
Okay.
So, okay.
But
Issues with the stream.
When you try to-
Yeah, when you have to jerry rig all this stuff together, this is what happens.
welcome to what happens when the school doesn't like you.
Hey, it's not that the school doesn't like us. We shouldn't complain too much about the school, given that we do have all this free infrastructure to us.
Yeah, they give us free infrastructure. That isn't
Yeah.
built
Hey, look,
properly.
Justin. Justin, coming back.
Hey, it's Halloween soon.
Yes.
This is a Halloween special kind of episode.
Kind of.
Yeah.
We could have gone more all out with the Halloween.
I mean,
but-
look, today was a very clusterfuck of a day.
Yeah.
So
We are
nope.
not as organized as we need
I'll
to
come
be.
in, if I'm coming in next week, I'll come in full costume. You know.
but
There we
it's
go.
a week late.
Exactly.
Yeah, the after Halloween special.
All right, so with that idea of it being technically, so this is gonna get re-aired on Wednesday when that is Halloween.
Yes.
Boys, we need to talk about some spoops.
Spoops?
Yes, some
Spoopies?
spoops.
Do a spoopy for me?
So one of the things I wanted to talk about was I don't know about you guys, but I love fucking horror movies.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
love horror movies.
I feel like I'm too picky with horror movies.
Really? Okay.
Because
Okay.
like I watch some horror movies and like they're just gore porn and I'm not into them and the plot lines are never interesting.
Okay. No, that's fair.
But there are horror movies that I do oddly like, or not oddly like. They're like The Quiet Place.
Yeah.
I like that one. I like Don't Breathe. The one
So you
fucking-
like a lot of movies where there's a lot of silence.
I mean, I can't blame
Yeah,
you.
actually,
Those ones are much less predictable. Like I've had a date once where it was just us watching horror movies.
Okay.
It ended up being that we were shitting on the horror movies we were watching, and they were like The Conjuring and stuff. But it was like us just shitting on it because
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
not scary.
Yeah.
Everything was very predictable.
Okay. So with that in mind, then this is kind of off the cuff. I want to see if we can have a definitive SSN top 5 all great horror films and a top 5 fucking stinker.
ooh,
Right.
okay.
There's a lot of stinkers.
I know. So that's why we're gonna have to
That's
think.
a lot to pick
Yeah.
from.
So I think we're gonna start with one. We're gonna start with a stinker in my mind. All right.
Okay.
An all-time stinker of a horror film. It is the remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street
I don't think I've ever
Is
seen
that the
remake.
one with
I didn't
the
even hear there
dude
was a
who
remake.
plays
from The Watchmen.
yeah,
Yeah.
Rorschach
Yeah.
playing Freddy?
Fucking worst goddamn.
I don't think I've seen it, and it's been a long ass time since I've seen the original.
So here's the thing. Here's my problem with it. And if you guys don't object, then I could say it number 5. It takes an amazing concept, right?
Yes.
A child murderer / potential rapist of children is burnt alive by accident, which then actually is revealed out further down the Freddy movies on purpose. And it swears revenge and gets, like, this part gets a little weird, dream demons pretty much to grant him the power to act on his revenge on those parents by killing their children.
Yes.
Okay. The very first Nightmare on Elm Street is like 99.9% practical effects.
Okay.
Really?
Everything is beautifully shot. It is a creepy, horrific atmosphere. It's got that nice 80s kind of like almost Vaseline-like lens to everything. So like everything's just kind of blurry, but focus blurry.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Robert Englund does an amazing job as Freddy Krueger. The only downfall is maybe the makeup could have been a bit better, but it is the 80s and it was a low budget film, so that's fine. Versus the Platinum Dunes, which is Michael Bay. Fucking everything's CGI. CGI.
no.
Fucking
Explosion.
Oh, fuck.
Just 'cause
pretty
Michael
much.
Bay's.
Pretty much. Like horror versions of explosions, right? And then trying to jump into the idea of jump scares with a Freddy film. And they're like, well, maybe Freddy's not that bad of a guy. Maybe like this part was kind of interesting, which was like, well, maybe Freddy was wrongfully murdered. Maybe he should have been burnt alive. Like he was allegedly in the trials, he was not convicted. So maybe he wasn't a child murderer or rapist or whatever. And then it ends, oh no, he real bad. He's a bad man. He's gonna do some bad things now. And like
Yeah.
that's your resolve for the fucking film.
What?
Yeah, it was garbage, just fucking total garbage. And like the moment you start using CGI in a Freddy film, you lose me.
Yeah.
And like, Earl Ace Gracie, I can't remember like fucking Rorschach. Okay,
Yeah.
Jackie Earl
Haley.
Haley, is that what it is?
Jackie Earl Haley, I think.
All right. So, it sounds very,
go.
very, very clear. It's probably going to be Haley Earl Jackie or some kind of fucking.
Jackie Earl Haley.
All right, Jackie Earl Haley. Could have been an amazing Freddy. Though the problem that I had, one of them was, he gave him this accent, or maybe it's just Jackie Earl's voice, but he gave him like almost like a Southern-esque accent in like a suburban fucking like California town.
Okay.
And it's just like, oh, he's gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna hurt you real bad. And it's like, why are you talking like you're a cowboy? Like, no, Freddy never talked like that. Like, he had a raspy deep voice, but he was never fucking like. Anyways, it was one of those moments. And then I don't know. I know Robert Englund's not a tall dude, but Jackie Earl Haley just seemed really short.
Jackie Earl Haley's a short dude.
Yeah.
Like they kind of played with that in Watchmen, how
Yeah.
short he was in that, but it's.
But something about it just didn't seem right for this fucking Freddy remake. Yeah, I don't know, man. It was poo-poo for me.
Okay. Another stinker horror movie.
Let's
that I
do
kind of
one that's apparently good. Halloween, the new one.
No, it is
You've
good.
been
I don't care
raving
what
about it.
Funhouse says.
No. I was about to say Southern Belle.
Okay.
Just asked, have we seen
Okay,
it?
because I know you're a Funhouse fan, and I
have
am
not
too.
watched it. I don't go off people's
But
like opinions. I watch it myself, and then I base my opinion on that.
Yeah.
That is no. See, to me, that would go into the top 5 for good.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
going to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
To go from the opposite to the.
Yeah, I would 100% say that Halloween remake is exactly what a slasher film should be.
Okay.
Where it's not gore porn.
Okay.
The
Might have to
murders.
watch this tomorrow.
It's so like it's very well written in the idea of what. Okay, so I'm trying to find because I don't want to spoil anything.
Okay.
But it takes the original idea of what Loomis had, which is my thesis for my fucking essay for a film critic class, that Michael Myers is nothing but pure evil, the actual manifestation of evil. And the reason why they call him the shape in the script is because Michael Myers' body is just the vessel that the evil acts upon.
Ooh.
So like that's
cool.
and like they perfectly fucking they play with that so well in the film. And there's this beautiful shot that they've never actually. A couple other films kind of tried to do this, and I didn't find they worked as well. But they literally follow Michael Myers throughout Haddonfield on this one street, and you're following him from house to house, and you're just seeing him just very quietly, I don't know, just starts killing people. But it's not like this like and like blood and fucking gore and everything. It's like literally you see this woman from a garage, and it's in the trailer where you see 2 kids bump into Michael Myers.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, what the fuck? Oh, sorry, mister," and they run away. And then he turns and he sees this woman in a garage or someone down the driveway. Just casually walks up, grabs a hammer, goes into the house, and then you're dead. You hear a baby cry, and then it follows stuff that happens to that. Then you're like, "Oh, what the hell is gonna happen?" And then it just continues following Michael, and he goes to another house. There's a woman near a window. He finds a way into the kitchen, and like they do the beautiful thing that John Carpenter did in his film, which is here's your main character, or your whatever they want you to focus on.
Yeah.
Here's Michael Myers.
Yep.
Here's Michael Myers. Here's Michael.
Yeah,
He just kills.
Yeah, they just follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Alfred Hitchcock approach of because he talked about this in an interview, and I think even our film guys, our film critics talked about this, our professors, where it's like you could just have 2 people sit down in a restaurant and boom, there's an explosion. Like, what the fuck happened?
I think I said this to you once.
Yeah, or probably, yeah.
Yep.
But because it's been brought up a couple of times. Or you could have the dude with the bomb, you follow him into the restaurant, you see him lay the bomb down, then you see your 2 protagonists come sit down, start talking. You know there's a bomb there. They don't know there's a bomb there. It builds literal suspense.
Yeah.
That's what this fucking movie does. There's another scene, very early on, when obviously we all know Michael breaks free, because there wouldn't be a Halloween film if Michael didn't break free.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you see this character walk up, starts talking to someone, and in the background, Michael is killing someone, but they don't switch the focus.
Yeah.
You have to pay attention to notice Michael is legit killing a man right now, while this person's having a normal conversation.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Like, it's such beautiful visual storytelling.
Yeah.
And it keeps this idea of there's a scene, and it's with sensor lights. Like like people don't really do this anymore, but like when you would walk in someone's yard, the spotlights come on. Okay, it was like motion activated. Well, they do that in this film with Michael Myers and someone else, and it's like, oh
Yeah.
it's so beautifully done.
Okay, a movie here. I'm gonna add another stinker to the list.
All right.
It might not be. You might not consider it like a straight up horror movie, but I'm gonna include it in there because it has enough horror elements.
Yeah.
The new Mummy movie. Oh my fucking god. Okay, that movie is
I've heard
absolute
it's so
dog shit.
bad, I have purposely avoided watching it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. The thing is, this movie did exactly that in one fucking scene.
Yeah.
It actually did that good visual showing. It was the fucking plane crash scene.
Oh, where
that
Tom
was,
Cruise is screaming?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. There's that stereotype, but
Yeah.
that is actually a good scene in the
Yeah,
middle of a bad movie, and they do this whole thing where like Tom Cruise is like you see him like strapped up like,
Yeah.
against the plane or whatever. And on one side of the frame, and the other side of the frame, because the window's open, you see like the ground getting closer and closer and closer in like a half a minute long shot.
Yeah.
And it's fucking cool. And then like there was another part in the movie where like they're in a vehicle, the vehicle like crashes down the side of a fucking hill or some
Yeah.
shit. And then like you see the mummy in the back, and I'm like, oh shit, this is kind of creepy. And they cut away. They cut away to get like the close up of the dude going, "Ah!" And it was absolute horseshit.
Yeah.
And like it felt like because it shifted from being like an action movie to some parts to then being like horror movie, and it was such shitty directed horror.
Yeah.
It bugged the hell out of me.
So it sounds like what they tried to do was obviously the original movies of the Mummy were horror.
Yeah.
Then the remake with Brendan Fraser came out, which was action adventure, straight up
Yeah.
action adventure serial films like your Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
It sounds like with this one they tried to put both of them together and
Yes.
like just
And they could have. There are ways to put action and horror together in an
100%.
interesting way, but that movie did not fucking utilize
That sucks.
horror at all. They tried to direct the horror parts like they were action scenes,
Yeah.
and the action scenes like they were horror scenes, but it just didn't.
It wasn't
work.
a perfect melding.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
not perfect melding.
All right. So yeah, that definitely could be a stinker in a horror one. Now I want to go back to one that's an older film for a good one. He's a director who's near and dear to my heart. I will always love him for what he's done. Sam Raimi and any of the Evil Deads.
Yes.
I don't care if it's 1, 2, Army of Darkness. I don't care. You could
love
even
Army
put
of
you could even
Darkness.
put Drag Me to Hell in that mix because Drag Me to Hell was the perfect PG-13. It's the only PG-13 horror film that works because Sam Raimi knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And it just anything like but yeah, like Evil Dead 2 is a brilliant mind fuck of a horror film.
Yeah.
Like to watch a dude like lose his mind and insanity and stuff. And like the talking plants and like the fucking the deer head that's like laughing, going up and down and
It's such a good visual show of
Yeah,
madness.
exactly
horror.
right.
It's fucking great.
and like those intense rack zooms and like swooshes around the room and shit, like the eyeball that goes into the Billy Joe's mouth or whatever her name is. Oh fuck, dude, it's just.
I want more Sam Raimi movies. What's he
I
been
do
doing?
too. Yeah, you check that up. You check that up. But for you guys, do you have like another recommendation of what you think would be a good horror film?
To a Quiet Place.
Yeah.
I feel like this deserves the mention.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with that.
I feel like maybe it's there, but it's not like top 5, maybe top 10. I don't think it reaches. I feel like there's probably other ones that.
Oh,
make it.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure
Yeah,
there
it's
is.
just they're not coming to our mind at the moment.
A stinker is the Insidious series.
Agreed.
I haven't seen any of the
It
Insidious
is.
movies.
Right, let me build this up for you, okay?
Because that's what I hear.
Let me build this up. So for Ruth's sake, I'm gonna push this mic away.
Oh,
All right.
Okay.
All right. So it's gonna be like. Bah, 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 bah. Like it's this fucking and like what sucks is there's actually this really nice crescendo moments of like the violins are coming in and it's like very very creepy music, but it's just ruined because then it just starts crashing to this loud noise of messes of jump scares. That's all it is.
the music is beautiful in them. It's
Yes.
the audio that they have from the movies that just ruins it. It's like, oh, I can hear that the thing's coming up because of the music. There's a slow like violin up, and then all of a sudden it just boom down. And it's like, okay, this has just ruined
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's just one of those like super predictable because then the music goes. There's no more music, so you know
Yeah.
something's gonna happen. It's the Paranormal Activity issue, which I will also put that as a stinker. Any of the Paranormal series because it's rumbling like and quiet. Well, the moment they do that, you know there's something going to
Yeah.
happen.
That's why I liked Don't Breathe and The Quiet Place,
Yeah.
because they were silent the whole fucking time. You
Yeah.
knew, like, at any fucking moment, the thing
It's-
could come out.
I think it's the
It
suspense
keeps
that it
you-
builds.
Yeah, exactly. It keeps you on edge more, because the music kind of makes it predictable.
Okay.
Even though music can add a lot to it, they just don't use it well. They just know, like, go silent, wait a second, jump scare.
Yeah.
It gets too predictable.
Well, it's because they know that's what people want sometimes, right? Like they just want the cheap thrills.
Yeah, I don't like that.
So another good one, Hereditary.
Don't think I've seen it.
Didn't see it.
So fucked up, dude. That looks weird. It's even fucking weirder in the film.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
it's
Is that one still in theaters?
No, that came out. I don't know if it's even out on on release yet. But I got the wife and I got a chance to see that film in theaters, and to say that we were shook to the core is an understatement.
Ooh.
That movie builds it builds on your nerves on two different sides, on the supernatural side and on the family dynamic side. It fucking
Weird.
disturbs you the entire time. It's so beautifully done.
Yeah.
And there's all these shots. Oh, and also for Belle, no, it is not illegal to be a witch
No,
in Canada.
I was about to say
I've never heard that.
I have a friend who's a Wiccan.
Yeah.
She likes to go by that, but I don't think it's illegal to be a witch.
No.
It's not illegal, but it's illegal to practice witchcraft.
Okay.
Is what it
So you
says.
can classify yourself
Yeah.
as a witch. It's
Yeah.
the
As long as you're
second-
not sacrificing baby goats.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's what
Ruth, are you looking this up?
Yeah, that's what
That's why we got techie nerdy corner right there.
There you
I
go.
was like, is that actually a thing?
I was going to say
Aliens.
I was going to bring it up once we were done
Yeah.
that, but yeah, I don't think it is because otherwise I think there'd be a lot more people arrested.
Yeah, that'd be fucked up.
Another stinker for me. It's a movie you probably don't know about, or you probably know about it. Quarantine.
Oh yeah, the one with Dexter's sister.
Sure.
What's her name?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know what
you
you're
know what I'm talking
talking
about, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
she's in a lot.
Colin.
Yeah,
Or,
Yeah,
Call
that
it.
movie
Search
fucking.
it.
I laughed watching that movie, like some of the horror scenes.
Yeah,
And I typically like found footage movies. Like honestly, one of my favorite movies is Cloverfield. I fucking love that movie. You don't like Cloverfield?
No, I'm not a Cloverfield fan.
I like Cloverfield.
Okay,
I
that's
like
fine. That's
Cloverfield
fine.
a lot.
Look, we can still love each other. It's fine.
Yeah, of course. But like, there were scenes in Quarantine that was supposed to be scary or freaky, and I just laughed.
Yeah.
Like there was a one where like a woman has like a child who's like infected or something, and she's holding him, and she's like, no, my baby isn't infected. My baby isn't infected. And then like she starts screaming, and blood starts going out, and then she's like, oh fuck this, and like grabs the baby and just like starts.
Are you
smashing-
serious?
Yeah. Like,
How
trying
do
to
you
get
not
it
infected?
off.
No.
And
Oh,
it's
shit, never
fucking
mind.
Hilarious. I lost my shit laughing, and then there was this whole scene of like. There was like an
Yeah.
infected chihuahua running around, and there was a firefighter who had like it was a sledgehammer or an axe or something, and all you hear is like, "Arr!"
Oh.
and then you hear one that's like, "Arr!" as it's dying, and it was just so comic. Like,
Yeah.
they tried to.
And it's based off of a Mexican horror film called Recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, it basically Quarantine was the Americanized version of that.
Oh yeah, they Americanized
Yeah.
it. So basically they
Butchered
up.
it. They
They
butchered
fucked
it.
it up.
Yeah.
like every Americanization of things.
Oh man, yeah, it's okay. I'm thinking about this list might get bigger now. But I'm thinking of a lot of fucking stinkers now.
I feel like the
One missed call.
Stinkers is big.
I don't know.
Cellular.
No.
Nope.
Oh, Cell. The
Jennifer
makeup-
Lopez.
No, the Stephen King novel that they turned into a movie with Sam Jackson and John Cusack.
You mean 1408?
Nope,
Whatever.
Cell. It was the second time those two got together.
Are you
for a scene. I'm
serious?
serious.
Oh my god.
Fucking piece of shit movie.
1408.
I was so waiting.
Don't like that movie either.
I feel like it's a bit unpopular. Stephen King's movies, I don't find are that fantastic.
Yeah, they're
Well,
real
it's-
hit or miss.
Like the
They're real hit or
stories
miss,
when you read
sadly.
them are amazing, but it's like once they go to the film
Yeah,
adaptation,
fucking Dark Tower.
everyone
man.
just ruins it.
Fucking love the Dark Tower series.
Here's the thing, right?
Shit
Stephen
on that
King
so bad.
writes what, like, fucking 700,000 page long books.
Yeah,
You can't do it. You can't do that in an hour and a half.
that's why you got to make it a three-parter like Lord of the Rings.
They were talking for a long time about Dark Tower being like a 2 to 3 season miniseries on HBO.
Why didn't they?
It was,
That would have been beautiful then.
it was in production hell for years. First, it
Yeah.
was going to be directed by Ron Howard, then Peter Jackson took over and got rid of it, and then like Eli Roth was in it, then he wasn't in it, and then the lead guy who ended up being played by Idris Elba was going to be like fucking Thanos, Josh Brolin.
Ooh, that would
and
be
then there was
good.
going to be Russell Crowe, and then there was like then there was a Mark Wahlberg, I think, was in it at some point. They were like,
Ew.
it was one of those projects of like people were like in it and then they weren't,
Yeah.
and they're in it and then they weren't for fucking years, and they were still like, oh, movie, no, movie series, no, HBO series, yep, no,
Yeah.
it was all over the fucking
See,
place.
on a quick little tangent side note, that's kind of like what's happening with Kevin Smith. Was his with his original movie was supposed to be called Hit Somebody, and it's supposed to be him as like with a hockey themed movie, which starred the Goon dude. I keep forgetting his name now. Sean William Scott was supposed to be in it, and he was supposed to play a very similar character. But then Sean William Scott's like, this is taking too long, dude. I'm going to go do the Goon. So he lost that. And then it was going to be a film, which then turned into a TV series, which then was supposed to be a miniseries.
Yeah.
And it's like production hell right now.
Yep, and it's same thing with the fucking Halo movie.
Yeah.
They were supposed to do that. They announced a Halo movie was coming out in like before Halo 2 came out.
Yeah.
Don't they have like 8 miniseries for it though? All
Not
of
the
them
same,
like
though. It's nothing to do with Halo, though. Like, it's not like, it's not Master
Yeah, it's
Chief.
not the Halo story.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
do like all these like mini side things.
Yeah. They did like Spartan Lock and stuff.
I didn't get into Halo until after Halo 3,
Oh,
so like
okay.
that's why.
Yeah.
Like
I
Steven
don't know too much
Spielberg
about
is
that.
now, it was supposed to, and they announced this like back when I think it was meant to be when the Xbox One launched. The Xbox,
Yeah,
yeah.
'cause-
Which was the Steven Spielberg produced Halo series that was supposed to be on Netflix.
Yep, and then they got rid of that, and now there's a Ridley Scott produced Halo series going to like AMC or some
Oh
shit,
my
or like
God.
or FX or the Sci-Fi,
Can they
some channel like that. But I was so excited when there was Peter Jackson producing, directed by Neil Blomkamp,
Yes.
Halo, because he did that for those fucking ad series for before Halo 3.
Yeah, it was ODST and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. He did this whole like series of advertisements, and it was fucking amazing.
It's like,
It
I
was-
think it's when they first started doing the idea of Halo live action commercials.
Yeah, Microsoft produced that series as like a proof of concept. To be
And it
like,
was
oh, we
so-
could make a Halo movie. This is how it would
Yeah.
look, and get this director who's like young and up and coming.
And it does amazing visual work.
Yes,
Like, it's insane.
fucking awesome. And then it's just been in production hell ever since.
Yeah, yeah.
They've been promising us that movie since like 2005.
I know,
want
I know.
a
It
Halo
hurts,
movie.
baby. I know.
Fuck.
All right. Anyways, back to horror films, though.
Yes.
Are you going to list off more movies that
Yeah.
make us confused?
Yeah, no.
Well, Southern Belle loves the fact that we are
I know.
confused
I
by
know.
the
Yeah.
fact
Bell
that you
just loves
listed
it when I
off.
say shit that people don't understand.
Yeah, we don't watch all the horror movies.
Like there's the one with fucking Veronica Mars is in it. I can't remember what it's called anymore. I'm looking at it right now.
I feel like I know which one. Kristen Bell
Yeah,
is her name.
yeah.
She also, surprisingly, I didn't know it. She does the voice for one of the main Assassin's Creed people. I was replaying it over the
Yeah,
summer.
she's the blonde one
Yeah,
who dies.
I didn't know it, and I'm watching it. I'm like, her face is the same and everything. I'm like, this is so interesting. I
Oh,
didn't realize it the first time
Justin,
around.
if he found that thing that you found out just before we.
Oh,
Just going back to Red Dead 2 real quick.
Okay.
have you noticed any of the voices in there at all?
I mean, some of them I feel like I should know them.
Apparently, all of Achievement Hunter might have cameos.
I've heard about that.
Jack,
yes.
I know Jack's in it. I heard Jeff was in it. And then there might be a bit of Gavin one. Those are the three I have.
You're just, no, that's gonna come like randomly, like you're gonna be throwing some dude on the train and just.
Instead of the Wilhelm scream and all the things, it's just
Okay, can we do that? Just like take like every Wilhelm scream from any movie, just replace it with Gavin Freak.
Pulse, by the way, is
Pulse?
the Kristen Bell.
Okay, I don't know it.
There are demons in the technology, and it's going to kill us.
I think I've heard about it. I
Yeah.
don't think I watched
And
it.
the end of
but-
the fucking movie's like airplanes are crashing and shit. It's fucking dumb. Anyway, it's fucking dumb. It's fucking dumb. So another good horror film, and it's a guilty pleasure. It's the Friday the 13th series.
Yep.
That's your gore porn, but it's just they know what it is. They don't try
Yeah.
to hide it. You know
I
what
feel
mean?
like that's how you make a good horror movie.
Yeah.
Don't
That-
hide.
that's one of the movie series that's I know is iconic and I know is great, but I typically kind of don't personally care.
Yeah,
for
that's
it that
fine. That's
much.
fine. Scream 1 and 2, good horror films.
Yep. I like Scream.
3, 4 is not bad actually. I don't mind 4. A stinker is Scream 3. Scream 3 is a huge stinker. They tried to make Scream a PG-13 film, and they failed.
Yeah.
It's just ugh. It does feel nowadays, and I could list off a bunch of them, a bunch of just terrible fucking horror films. Because nowadays it just feels like they want
That's all that
cheap
happens?
scares, just cheap scares or just gratuitous violence that serves no real purpose.
Yeah.
It's like it's one of the reasons why I appreciate the new Halloween sequel. Going back to it, the violence is subtle. It slowly ramps up a bit. There's a couple moments you're like, holy shit, but that's it. They purposely did that for those holy shit moments. It's not just constant gores and heads rolling and arms being ripped off, because then it throws away from when something's supposed to be impactful. It's just like, oh, it's just another body count. Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fucking garbage.
Yeah, horror movies are typically better, I find, at least when you're actually invested in the characters.
Exactly right.
And when you space out everything, so it's
Yeah.
not all one chunk.
Exactly right.
Yes.
Because that's what happens. That's one of the downfalls, I'll admit, for the Friday the 13th series, is it's murder, 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 quiet time. And then when the final girl needs to find the bodies, then they all now magically just appear in front of her. Where like she runs a corner, there's a body. Jason throws another body through a window to scare her. A body falls from a tree for no reason, even though he never killed someone in a tree. They're now in a tree. Like, it's one of those situations.
Yeah. Okay, any other horror movies? Good ones? Stinkers?
As a stinker, I think I'm good for stinkers. Unless, I mean, Leprechaun. Leprechaun's
What?
just terrible.
I've never heard of it.
Okay, what did you guys think of it last year's It?
I loved it.
You loved it?
I really, really, really loved
I
it.
wasn't such a fan of it.
I haven't seen last year's, but I saw the originals.
See, I can't. And Ileana wasn't here earlier,
Yeah.
and she was talking about how she preferred the look of Tim Curry as Pennywise the clown. There's something so it's 90s, and I get it, but he's just too damn goofy. And he's just
I
like, Tim
hate
Curry
it.
does good for what the material that he had, but fucking Skarsgård, I don't know which Skarsgård it is, I forget, but that Skarsgård knocks it out of the park as a demented, loopy, talking clown. He's like, how's it going, Georgie?
I think he did do a real good
Yeah.
job. Do you know he could do the eye thing with those? That was not CGI. Like how his eyes just like went like off to the side. He did that for real. They were talking to him one day, being like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have you do this," and he was like, "This," and then his eyes went like that. They were like, "Fuck yeah!"
my
Okay.
That makes me appreciate that movie even more.
Yeah,
Just because practical effects are my kink.
yeah. They were totally fine to CGI, and then he was like, oh. They just did it. It was creepy
up.
as fuck.
I love
No.
that.
See, and I'm excited for the new one, the new It, because it's
Part
got
two.
Part 2, because it's got like Bill Hader,
Jessica Chastain.
Jessica Chastain, like a bunch of these amazing actors.
Yeah.
So I can't wait. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with it now.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I liked the new It. I just thought it was like massively overhyped and overrated. I watched it and
See,
I was like,
that's the
"This is
problem,
a solid movie." It was like,
right?
Yeah. But it wasn't.
When people
the
are like,
fucking-
"This is the best horror movie ever,"
Yeah, I
and
was-
you're sitting there expecting Citizen Kane of fucking horror films, and what you get is
Yeah.
fucking Pulse. That just doesn't work.
I didn't expect. It wasn't pulsed bad for me, but it was. It was just a watchable horror.
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
I admit though, I did the whole headless library scene. I laughed during it.
Oh, so that
I didn't find it scary
No,
in the slightest.
I found
freaky
it
at
funny.
all.
I too found it funny because I think it was meant to be a bit funny. The part that I loved, and it's again it's talking about the foreground background thing, is that old librarian when the kid's going through the book looking at shit, and
Yeah.
you just see that old librarian look up and just start staring. And at first I'm
Yeah.
like, did she fuck up? Was this like a take that's not supposed to be? But when they keep coming back to him, that she just starts the biggest fucking smile, and I'm like, that's upsetting. That shit is creepy right there.
Yeah, that is
What?
Pennywise.
Yeah. Hey,
love
but
that.
to move off, we have a couple of topics that our lovely colony has written down.
Keeping it on to the Halloween theme.
Yeah.
Do you remember a couple years ago how there was all these things about clowns being sighted all over the fucking place?
Yeah.
Last year, apparently it calmed down. Like there wasn't.
There
happening.
wasn't as many, but like 2 years ago, it was
Everywhere.
Everyone had a knife.
Harrison?
Best way to put it.
They're back.
Ah, fuck
They're back.
off.
Really?
Guys running around like holding machetes and balloons and shit.
Let me call my
following
brother.
people
I
dressed
need
as
to
clowns.
tell him this. He's scared shitless of clowns.
Yeah,
You?
No,
I haven't
my-
seen any. I haven't seen any.
But like
yet.
you have like a phobia against clowns?
Not a
Or just the creepy
phobia.
clowns.
I hate clowns. I'm not like afraid of them, but like I look at a clown, I fucking hate them.
You give a clown a weapon, I'm scared of it. It's like
Yeah,
that makes
adding in a
perfect
weapon
sense, yeah.
gives it. I have told myself if I see a clown on the road when I'm driving, I'm not gonna swerve out of his way.
You're just
I'm,
gonna.
I'm just be like, oh, I didn't see him, officer. I'm gonna like run off the road, run him over, and be like, I don't fucking know. But I have no fucking sympathy for those people.
So
who,
they're-
like, dress
they're
up as
back.
clowns and
Well,
shit.
they're idiots. They're absolutely
Yeah,
idiots.
exactly. They're holding weapons, following people around, creeping them out.
No, then that if they get hurt, you absolutely 100% deserve them. But the
Yeah.
fact that they're making a comeback.
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
Can we stop recycling memes? That's all I've got to ask.
Recycling the meme of clowns.
My point of being like this shit is dumb and over is when I saw the video of these people in a car and they see a person, a normal looking person, sitting out there with a machete, and then when the people get out of the cars, it's creepy clowns, it's beating up the normal dude. Like I'm like, once I saw it was the reverse of the meme. I saw that. I'm like, okay, I'm done. Like I don't need to see any more of this shit.
That's amazing. I've not seen that meme.
Yeah,
but-
I'll see if I can send you the video later. It's just like, why of all the fucking things, that's what's gonna happen. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck off.
Why do people find that fun? Why is that
Yeah.
a good? Why is that a fun thing
No.
for them to do?
And they're like, why you hit me? It's like, because you had a fucking knife and you just stood there. And the guy probably said, I'm gonna hit you if you keep standing there. Motherfucker, you're gonna get hit.
Yeah, exactly. You stand there trying to look threatening. You're purposely trying to
Yeah.
fuck with people. They're gonna fuck with you back and hit you with.
They're
going
gonna hit you harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm gonna hit you hard. I don't fucking care, man. That shit's just dumb.
That's why I'm saying now, video evidence. If I see one on the street, I'm not gonna slow down for it. I'm not gonna swerve out of the clown's way if it's standing. In the
I'm
street
just
in front
gonna
of me.
always have my Daredevil costume on me and just ready to
There you go. Just beat the shit out of the clown. Just get him in the hallway. He'll be fine.
So speaking
The
of
hallway
costumes,
is my ally.
I know that some of our friends had a couple of costume Halloween parties.
Yes.
This past weekend.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go to some of them. One of the biggest reasons was because I couldn't get my costume ready, and I was ready to invest in this. So I was going to go as Michael Myers.
Okay.
And I was gonna get the heavy work boots, I'd get an actual work like singlet work attire, and the mask. I was trying to find a place that was selling them, because the only masks I could find for Michael Myers was like the Halloween Rob Zombie version, and it's like all tattered and looks really shitty, and it's like orange hair, and it's like not even it's not very full. The only ones that I could find were like either $100 or apparently Party City had the one from Halloween 2. The original sequel, and I saw it. I'm like, this is fucking perfect. It was $69.99, and I tallied up my everything. I think it was gonna cost me somewhere almost $300.
Yeah.
Until if I were to get the suit, but I'm like, I'm gonna do it for one fucking reason and one reason only, is I was going to hang around Lib, the entire and never break character. I just stand and be like. And just like quietly be around him all the fucking
I want
time.
to point this out how perfect that would have been too, because he's doing, for those who don't know, homemade Spider-Man costume.
Yeah, you want it to be like fucking
Yeah.
Tom Holland, like yeah.
So as
And
I'm
he
walking
did a
around,
good job of
Yeah,
that
he did. I
costume,
saw the
yeah.
pictures, like the video. I mean, he was very good at it.
as I'm
Did you
walking
see that
around
video?
in Daredevil,
She doesn't fall on his ass. But I could only have imagined if I could have been there, and like everyone not tell him that that's me.
oh my god, I would have
And
loved
she'd be like,
it.
"Who invited him?" Like, I don't fucking know. I don't know who that is.
Who the fuck is that guy?
I mean, there was
I like not drink a beer and just fucking just stand there.
Yeah, I kind of did something like staying kind of in character for my costume because I got just like this. I went to Value Village and I got like a fucking really cheap Old Navy sweater.
Yeah.
And I covered it in fake blood. And so I would show up to the costume and be like, and people would be like, "What are you?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? I forgot my costume. I just like came from work." I'm just sitting there like covered in blood and I would like give a really like creepy smile. And some people would laugh and be like, "Okay."
I'm gonna leave now.
Yeah.
I
but
went in
feel like
costume to the point that I was like, even when I missed like beer pong, I missed a shot. Guys, can't blame me, I'm blind. Okay.
So,
Yeah. Oh
God.
my god. Okay, we were okay at the first party. Lib kept making Spider-Man jokes all the time, and like people would be like, "Why weren't you at this thing? Why were you doing this?" And he was like, "I'm sorry, I was busy saving the city because I'm Spider-Man and doing all this." And he kept doing jokes like that so fucking often. We were playing King's Cup, and I got a card to like make a rule. And,
Oh.
and I looked at him. I was like, "Lib, every time you want to make a shitty Spider-Man joke, you have to take a drink. So you can keep making those jokes."
Why didn't
You
we
just
do
have to-"
that?
I did do it, but someone else got a rule like 2 or 3 after me, so it didn't last very long.
Ah.
But
I
just,
would have
like,
joined in if every shitty Daredevil joke I did, I had to take a shot.
That
or
would have
something.
been the rule for the.
Anytime you did a shitty joke with your costume, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was fun having those costumes. I almost did something different this year.
Okay.
I was planning to do my own Joker. I was gonna kind of base it like somewhere kind of between like Heath Ledger, but also kind of like make it lean towards like the classic comic book Joker. But I priced out the makeup, the fucking.
That
I was
would be
gonna
so
like get like
pricey.
fitted like perfectly like vests, like a vest, like a patterned purple shirt and green vest, green tie, and all this. It budgeted out to it was gonna be like $80 or $90,
It's
and
hard,
I was like,
right? It's like
that
for a
versus-
one night thing.
yeah, but I ended up just spending like $15 on an old sweater and
It's some
fake blood.
ketchup.
It basically is ketchup. It's fake blood for
Yeah.
theater productions, but yeah, it's basically ketchup.
That stuff is not thick, so it's.
Yeah, I know. I literally like it was like 10 minutes before the party. I was like taking it with a spoon, just like splattering it over my fucking
Yeah.
shirt.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I do like your costume though, with the whole homemade Daredevil.
I just wait till you have the mask, because you haven't even seen the mask yet. Like
I saw a version
you saw,
of the
you saw a
mask, yeah.
version. I have yet to put on the little tassels at the back.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because it's just a morph suit pulled over.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna get like an old shirt or something, cut it in half, and put the tassels on the back, so it's coming down. I can't wait for that.
It's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
You know, so talking about bandanas and stuff. Why is there a picnic blanket on my?
Why isn't there?
Okay, that blank is just like here in the studio. It's like a fucking thing that's here in the studio all the time.
It looks like
and
it's a little wet
We were
in
setting up
front
the
of your games.
table, and
That looks like cum stains, man. I'm not gonna lie. Those are crusty and shiny.
oh
They're
god.
really
Okay, that makes this a lot worse because when we do the blindfold gameplay
yeah,
video,
No, you
That's
used
what
this
we
one.
used.
Oh.
oh my god, that was on my face. That was on Tyler's face. That was on Max's face. And Liv's
Let's hope
face.
it's not
Oh,
then.
Yeah. But it was literally just sitting there, and like Shane was like, I think it'll look nice if we have that on there. And I actually thought, I actually kind of agree.
adds
It looks a
character,
little bit different.
It adds
Yeah.
with the red chairs as well. I feel like it makes it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
adds a bit more
nicer.
color to the frame. I like it.
All right, now going back to the idea of costume peoples, I'm looking at this. There's some of these lists, these links and stuff that you have written down,
Yes.
and it kind of threw me off because I didn't know about some of them. So I knew the Flash was being postponed.
Yep.
Until 2021.
Yes.
Wonder
did-
Woman's being pushed to 2020.
Yep. Pushed back 7, 8 months, something like that.
Why?
Fuck if I know, but it's just
damn it.
being pushed back.
See, the Flash I don't really care because as much, I love the Flash. He's one of my favorite heroes.
But you don't like the
I
Ezra Miller
fucking
Flash.
hate Ezra Miller as the Flash. That is not the Flash. That is a hipster man who can run fast. Fucking
Yeah.
piss me off. Just fucking.
So yeah, they pushed the
Are you
Flash
laughing,
back,
Ruth?
pushed
Yeah,
Wonder
I
Woman.
agree completely.
Yeah. I'm not gonna argue too
Oh.
much about that.
Random
that
cut to
Ruth-
Ruth.
Oh, now it's back to us.
And that goes.
But the one of the biggest things that really surprised me is okay. I knew Iron Fist got canceled.
Yep.
Yep.
Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Luke Cage got
also got canceled.
Yep.
My idea behind it is they're releasing all the last seasons for things,
Yeah.
and then they're canceling them. And Disney's like, I'm not giving you the rights anymore.
Yeah.
That's why I think they're getting canceled.
The only thing I could think of is it was the idea was that like this is the end because
Yeah.
Disney wants to do their own thing with their own streaming service. Maybe they're canceling Luke Cage now for Heroes for Hire. Because
shit.
That's what I'm thinking.
They could be doing that.
right.
I-
Because they said Iron Fist was going to pop up in a bunch of
I
different
think they're not
Marvel
gonna
stuff.
go on Netflix. I think that might be like the first thing that'll be up on Disney Play
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever. So
But like, oh my god! So I'm worried. Are they not going to do like Punisher season 2?
I don't know.
I
think
my
it's in
guess is-
production. It must be in production, right?
Yeah, Punisher season 2 is in production. Jessica Jones season 3 is in production. My guess is this is gonna be the last we have of MCU Netflix.
That sucks, man.
And then whenever Disney Play comes up, they're probably gonna kick it back up.
Well,
again,
because
just
what
on
I've also
there.
heard is that they restricted all the villains. So like Daredevil's the only one that really has a villain. Kingpin.
Yeah.
He's the only one that can keep coming back.
Yeah,
Oh my
he is
God.
a really good Kingpin.
He's
Vincent
so
D'Onofrio
good, though.
fucking rocks.
Perfect choice for Kingpin.
Okay, calm down, Lawrence.
I haven't watched the new season yet, and I haven't.
I've
I
only seen
only
bits-
just started the new season of Iron Fist.
Yeah.
I'm behind.
See, I think I watched all of episode 1 of Iron Fist. Yeah. I haven't
Yeah.
watched Daredevil. Speaking of Netflix, I watched this, and a lot of people seem to be enjoying it. I think it's shit. The Haunting in Hill House. It's a
I,
horror. It's a horror thing.
I
Haven't.
don't like it.
Yeah. See, okay, good. Thank you, Ruth.
I don't know why, but people are like so into it, and then I'm like, I'm bored.
Yeah, my wife literally read reports that people were throwing up and passing out from watching The Haunting on Hill House.
Really?
I
Yeah.
think we also have to look at it that we're film students. So most of this is like, oh, I know what's
Yeah.
happening.
I guess. Okay, so Ruth,
Yeah.
when you watched it, did you find that the kids acting or some of the dialogue was very stilted and fucking super shitty?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay,
Yeah.
that was my biggest gripe
There's
for that.
something about it that was off, and it was like, why do people like this so much?
Yeah.
So,
Like,
so it
literally.
must just be the fact that we have so much in the background of it.
I
that
don't
we're
know.
like-
I don't know, man. I think even before I joined this program, I don't think I would have enjoyed it.
I'm the exact same way though. I picked movies apart before I joined this program.
Yeah.
I think like one of the biggest things is this moment between two daughters, and they're trying to get into a room or whatever. And they're like, so and so give this key, let's see if it works, and it doesn't work. Then the way that they talk, instead of being like, oh, let's just go talk to dad. He's like, let's talk to daddy. Yes, father will be able to help us. Father is the best. And it's like, just talk like a normal human being. No normal person will go, Father, I have a question for you. Father, daddy, no one talks like that. No one fucking talks like that.
I'm gonna do that to you in class now. Be like, Father.
See, that's,
Yes,
no,
Dad?
that's Bree. That's Bree. You can't get us mixed up.
Do that on Monday. Father?
But it's this like some of the dialogue is just so shitty.
I haven't
It's still
heard
there.
anything about this series. I don't.
No,
so I have no
you
idea what
literally
you're.
try to watch the first episode. Oh, and the woman who had her husband who passed away.
Yeah.
Her acting was terrible when she's describing the horn coming out of his mouth and stuff.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, it was terrible. And then the horn. She's doing like this with her face, like the horn was coming out of his mouth. And it's like, what are you fucking doing? Like, this isn't no fucking theater production. Like, just chill. Just chill. If I saw that on stage, I would be totally fine because you have to exaggerate that so that the back fucking chairs can hear this. This is a goddamn show where you don't have to be like, oh my god.
I mean, it's probably that they hired theater people, so they're all like, I gotta project myself.
I
And that's
don't
just
know,
like,
man.
why?
It's fucking terrible. And like, it was the most predictable ending. And it's like, why are people saying this is a good show? And I'm like asking people, like, does it get better than the first episode? And everyone's like, what are you talking about? The first episode's great. And I'm like,
I hated
you
the first
just
episode.
answered my question.
So
God.
I'm gonna go watch this so I can come on next week
Oh,
and
Harrison,
just
please do, man. Like,
enrage with you then.
oh, like there's so many good horror shows actually on Netflix right now, like 1922, Gerald's Game, which are Stephen King productions, by
Yep,
the way.
yep.
And they're done right because there's no real. I don't know what it is with Netflix. I don't know if they don't give a fuck. Maybe they don't give a fuck.
I think they just slapped their name on some things.
But
That's the
it's
other
like,
thing.
We're not gonna hold your hand and we're not gonna slap you, tell you
Yeah.
what to do. Just fucking make magic, and they get to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's great, and then sometimes you get Hill House.
Okay, they allow more freedom on the part of the people making all their
Yeah.
shows and that.
creative
so
control it seems to be like it almost seems like we're gonna give you money. Please don't
Waste
hate
it.
crime, and we're good. If
Yeah.
there's no hate crime, we're good.
yeah, so they allow a lot of creative control. So things that could be good are very good, and
Yeah.
things that are going to be shit are just
Or
absolute
like
shit.
Bright.
So they can't. Fucking yeah, right.
Right? See, like Bright was like David Ayer, just whatever, do what you want, buddy. And it's like, no.
Joel Egerton can't.
Okay. I was going on a tangent here, and I forgot what I was going to go for.
When don't
Okay.
you?
what are the other topics on
That's
that?
what
on
happens
that
when you get
list?
old.
Oh shoot! You just go on
damn it.
tangents.
Fucking asshole. What else we have for topics on that thing?
Okay, another Netflix thing. American Vandal has been canceled.
Really?
Really, American Vandal.
I didn't like that show either.
You didn't
I
like
haven't
it?
watched it
I
at all,
love-
but I've heard a lot of good
I
things
loved
about
the
it.
first. I haven't finished the second season, but I loved the first
Dude,
season.
It was one of those shows where I was like, I'm bored. I don't know if I like this or not.
It has such like a weird way of comedy.
Yeah,
That
I wasn't feeling that. I was just like,
I liked its comedy. I liked its kind of awkward, kind of like going big into like a stupid joke.
Yeah, yeah.
And like
And
digging
going
into
hard into it,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Well, that's what I love with the first episode of season 2. Right out of the gate.
Yep, fucking everyone getting diarrhea.
Yeah,
It's like,
and like they're not shy in it, man. People are pulling down their pants, jumping in trash cans, taking shit. There's poop being flown everywhere.
yeah, and it's just like takes such a stupid joke, but they take it so far in a smart way
Yeah,
instead
well,
of just
apparently
being.
it gets really dark further into the season. It gets a lot more serious.
Because I've only watched the first episode and a half.
See,
or so,
I've only seen the first episode, but I've heard it goes from like that, like to like, oh my god, like it just goes real dark
Yeah.
down right near the end.
But some saving grace to it being canceled. Apparently, it was canceled because the Netflix didn't produce it or anything. It was made by a separate production company who
okay.
then went to Netflix to distribute it.
Oh.
And they aren't happy with the deal Netflix has anymore. So they're going around to Amazon, to Hulu,
Oh, okay.
to all the other things.
So it's not that the show is canceled. It's just that the
They aren't.
distributor
Yeah,
is being
yeah.
changed.
they're
Although
not
it's
renewed
like
on
all the
Netflix.
fucking
Okay.
all the headlines and all that say American Vandal canceled.
It's
So like
the catch grab.
Yeah, yeah.
which I guess I kind of perpetuated by announcing it on here that it's canceled. Another further cancellation, the Boba Fett movie. Turns out the entire time.
No!
Yep, they were trying to make a Boba Fett movie. It was the last director attached to it was Josh Trank,
Really?
who made Fan Four Stick.
Well,
Yeah,
that's-
but then like as that movie came out, they took him off it, and they just like can't seem to get their shit together. So they just like just killed
I'm
it.
still happy. At least the Mandalorian's TV show is a thing.
Yep.
That is fine with me then.
Apparently, that is like part of the press release they put out was that like they're not doing the Boba Fett movie and they're focusing all of those efforts onto making
That's
the
John
Mandalorian.
Favreau's show, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
That
It-
has.
I
okay,
can't wait
who's-
for it.
all directing that one.
They have people that directed the Clone Wars, the animated series. They have George Lucas is helping write, so some of the original canon hopefully will still be there. I can't wait to see it.
Are we putting some metachlorians in this? Fuck off, George!
But like, I'm a diehard Star Wars fan, so I'm hoping to God there's still a lot of original canon.
I think Jon Favreau was going to treat it right.
Yeah,
don't
I do
think it's gonna
too.
be much of an issue for it.
Yeah, he does real well with all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like his Jungle Book adaptation, I really loved.
That-
It's the only
everything
Disney
he
live
does.
action thing that I've had any interest in. Beauty and the Beast looked like to me garbage. Aladdin looks like garbage.
They have an Aladdin?
Yeah, they
Yep.
there's a teaser trailer that came out. Will Smith is the genie.
And it's directed by Guy Ritchie, which
Guy Ritchie, I used to love.
I still love Guy Ritchie. Did you see his King Arthur movie?
I feel like it's a
It was
50-50.
good.
Yeah, it's
It
like a
was
flip of a
good.
coin.
I think that's what it is. It's a flip toss. Like, cause like I love Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Yeah.
I love.
Okay, that I didn't like Lockstock.
Really?
Really?
Fuck,
I loved
Snitch?
Snatch. I loved Snatch.
Sorry, Snatch. I was going to
Yep,
Snatch.
I loved Snatch. I'm
Snitch?
fucking bad here doing the fucking Irish accent.
Yeah, like,
You like
Oh,
that?
Diddly Dee Potato?
Finally, parts of the parents blue.
and the funny thing is, I love what he's produced in the sense that because of him, we have Matthew Vaughn.
True.
Because if I remember correctly, Matthew Vaughn was either his producer or his DP.
Something like that.
And then he's thrown off and he did Layer Cake, which I love Layer Cake. And everything else that Matthew Vaughn's done, I've pretty much enjoyed. I don't think there's been a single Matthew Vaughn production that I haven't enjoyed. To me, he's the new Guy Ritchie.
Okay, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Okay, going back to fucking The Mandalorian, the directors of some of the episodes are Jon Favreau himself, of
course. Awesome.
Dave Filoni, who did a lot of like Star
Yeah,
Wars, Clone Wars, and
that's the
shit.
guy I was thinking of.
Deborah Chow, who directed a fuckload of episodes of Jessica Jones.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I'm good with that.
Rick Famuyiwa, shit, I feel bad that I mispronounced
Welcome to my
his
world,
name.
motherfucker.
Who did the movie Dope, which was apparently a very good little indie movie or whatever. Bryce Dallas Howard,
Oh.
Oh, nice.
which is
nice.
weird, and Taika Waititi.
Oh,
That was saving the best for last.
I'm
there.
hyped for this fucking show now.
Taika
Like, I was
Waititi
here,
doing
I'm
Star
like,
Wars. Yeah. Give Taika a whole Star Wars movie, please. That would be fucking amazing.
Don't give Ryan Johnson a trilogy. Give him, please.
Man, I can't wait for Werewolves.
Werewolves.
You don't.
Oh shit! Is that?
Tycho's-
Oh yeah.
It's the sequel.
They're
to,
doing that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, yeah, I can't wait for that. It's gonna be so good.
Because I was like, I saw like ads to that movie for
What We Do in the Shadows?
Yeah, What We Do in the Shadows, and I was like, oh, that looks kind of cool. And I watched it once. I was laughing the
Yeah.
entire goddamn time.
Fuck, it's so good.
Oh my god, I was so excited.
Especially, I love the story behind it where the guy, the human that they love so much, I don't remember his name right now. We'll just call him Doug. And
I think it might actually be Doug.
is it? If it's Doug,
Hold on.
oh, that's gonna
Check
be
it.
amazing. But he originally was like a crewman. Like he wasn't really an actor, and they didn't tell him what was going to happen to him or around him. So they wanted an actual genuine reaction. They just told him like, just try to improv and you'll be fine. And so like certain things where it's like, can we eat him? And like Doug's just like kind of looks a little off.
Nick. It was Nick.
It's Nick. Okay, it's Nick. And then Nick would look a little off, or like he looked kind of freaked out at certain scenes. It's because Taika didn't tell him what was gonna happen. Just like boom, here it is. Deal
Yeah.
with it.
My God,
Yeah.
I can't wait for those episodes of The Mandalorian.
I know.
It's like,
Can we just give Taika Waititi Guardians of the Galaxy 3, please?
I mean,
as
he
much as
would
I
be
love
the
James-
most suitable replacement.
he
Yeah.
would be. It's the only thing is that all the actors, I don't think are on board. Chris
Well-
Pratt, Dave, whatever.
Bautista.
Bautista.
There we go.
Bautista.
Those two apparently just aren't going to go back unless Gunn goes back.
Well, I mean, so then you're gonna have to write out
Yeah.
Star Lord, and no, I mean Star Lord's dead, and so is
He's
Drax.
dead.
But I mean,
We don't know yet.
Dead.
Because that is in editing, I guess,
yeah.
right now.
But I mean, if
So-
if they really wanted to, if they really wanted to, they could just kill
Yeah.
off Drax and Star Lord, because if they don't want to come back for Guardians 3,
Yep.
that's how you do it. But the script has already, they're using Gunn's script, which I'm assuming had Star Lord and Drax in it.
Yeah. Even
Unless
though they permanently postponed the movie.
oh,
They
did
haven't
Yeah.
like said it's still coming out this date. They're like completely like we don't know what's happening yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we might not even get Guardians 3.
I hope we get Guardians 3 with Gunn back on the mantle.
It's not gonna happen.
I don't think it's going to happen either because
Disney's made the stupidest, the most ridiculous choice in the world.
Disney's been doing it a lot recently, in my opinion.
It's just, oh,
They have enough money though that like
to make
we
mistakes.
don't matter. It's like,
Yep,
okay,
they're
cool.
completely monopolizing the whole thing. I need to come up with that video I was going to do.
What's
I
that?
was going to do a video a while ago about why I think that whole Disney Fox deal is a terrible idea. And it was
Oh,
slowly
'cause-
turning into a video about how Disney has these monopolistic
'Cause
practices.
that's all that
and
Disney
how
is right
afraid
now.
people actually should be. Like, we have all the fanboys talking about, like, oh, we'll finally get to see Wolverine in the MCU. We'll finally get to see all the X-Men, like, in the same universe. Oh, it's so fucking amazing. But it's such a scary thing for the
think
entertainment
about.
industry to have Disney own literally half of the entire industry.
More than half.
Well, that's the thing,
The
right?
Fox deal will make it like 51% or some shit like that.
Well, that's where when you look at big cable companies and stuff like Comcast and Time Warner and all these things, AT&T and all them, they illegally are not allowed to like own, we'll say 50% of the market share because they are literally monopolizing
Yep.
that mark, which means they
that is-
control the power.
That is
Yeah.
one of the examples that I use in the video
Yeah.
that I was
There's-
like scripting out and trying to make.
There's a lot of things that stop like law firms and stuff from that. Like they can only hold so
Yeah.
much.
So like the idea
Capital.
of Disney owning that, as much as I would love, and to be honest, I don't even want to see the X-Men in the MCU anymore. I really don't, because I love James McAvoy. I think he is the new fucking Charles Xavier. Patrick Stewart
He
said
does
he's
he does a
done.
really good job of it. Michael Fassbender does a
Yeah.
fantastic
Yeah.
job as Magneto.
One of my favorite
Hugh
dynamics.
Jackman was the perfect Wolverine, and
Oh,
now
yeah,
he's
the
gone, and that's
movie
over.
Wolverine, there is no better than Hugh Jackman. And I don't care what you say, no one's ever going to replace that dude.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Like, in all honesty, I know we talked about it before, but there isn't really anyone that is bulky enough, mature enough, and just
That gritty.
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Like,
While I agree with you, no one will ever be as good as fucking Hugh Jackman. There's all like this fan casting about Tom Hardy being Wolverine.
No,
No.
I'm
No.
sorry. I can't.
I know.
It's like he's Venom. Fine, whatever. I watched Venom. I didn't mind Venom. It's okay. I don't like the storyline that they picked because I found out that is a storyline that actually happened where Venom did go, like Eddie Brock did go to San Francisco.
Yeah.
But I don't like the way that he became Venom. I don't like the fact that he is not an anti-hero. He is straight up just a hero.
what?
Yeah.
They're making him straight to hero?
He is. Did you watch the movie?
In the
No, I
movie,
haven't watched the movie yet.
in the movie they don't have him like the story he goes through. It's not very anti-hero. It's something a hero goes through. He just has a shitty attitude the whole time.
Yeah, and he
he
eats a
doesn't
couple
do any.
heads.
Yeah, he doesn't do anything that's actually anti-hero.
Disney did shoot themselves in the foot with the gun / Guardian deal.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And honestly, part of the reason why I didn't make the video is because I'm afraid of like Disney owning half the entertainment
I
industry.
do want to point this
What
out.
I
if-
just want to get a job somewhere.
Yeah, no, like that's a legit
Well, because
fear.
they own the company that owns Rooster Teeth, even.
Yeah, full screen.
Yeah, there we go. They own that.
No, I thought they
thing.
owned Maker, and they sold off
Oh,
Maker.
maybe.
Yeah, no, I think they Maker changed its name to Disney Streaming or like Disney
Yeah.
Online
Oh.
or whatever.
So
Although
I don't know if they own full screen.
I thought
they
they
don't
did.
own full screen because Rooster Teeth made the switch from Maker to full
Do
screen.
you want to?
So
Oh,
they're now
so
not
maybe that's
Disney.
what I'm thinking then.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was going to
And
say, like, there's so much of the industry that's owned.
That's
yeah,
not even internet based too.
the Epic
Yeah.
Rap Battles of History kind of made
Yeah.
fun of themselves at the one point because they're owned by Maker Studios, and in the end of one rap battle, they have Walt Disney come in and talk about how he has a line about like
Can we
I'm
search it
owning
up?
this battle because I own this whole series,
Yeah.
and all this shit, and it was legitimately like one of the most upsetting things to watch because you're realizing fuck Disney owns everything.
Yeah. Well, my thing with that too, it's so speaking of ERB, I don't know why, but last night I went on and I just started watching some of their videos, and I'm like, oh man, when was our last video? And it's like a year and a half ago now, or like the Epic Lloyd versus Nice Peter.
I think
And-
the season finale or whatever ended.
which now looks like that was just that was a straight up series finale. They're done.
Yeah, they came out with another video on their secondary channel, just like as give an update of like, oh,
Yeah.
we're gonna come back to it. We don't know when, but they just haven't
Yeah.
updated anything since
Because like
then.
Epic Lloyd was like writing his own TV show and like his own album or something, and Nice Peter was
He had
not
a
doing
kid.
anything.
He had a kid.
Yeah, that's just, like he's like a dad who,
Yeah.
like to be honest, they've made so much money off this, they could probably just stop.
And they
They
could just
might not have
continue
made that
using
much
them.
money off this.
No, they've probably made a lot because like people go back, rewatch,
Yeah.
but they don't have sponsors, so maybe they're not making as much as I'm
See,
thinking.
that's so again because I had to do that. I had to find this shit out. Back when it wasn't based on time watched but views watched,
Yeah.
they made money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Because-
So that's understandable
Yeah.
if they don't want to.
But then when they switched over to minutes watched, you still make a lot of money because
no one stops that video midway through.
And the
they
videos are 2 to 3 minutes long at
Yeah.
most. So it's bite sized, pop, 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 pop. You get your fill, and that's it.
Yeah, that's one thing I found myself doing whenever I'm like whenever I'm like procrastinating doing something and I'm like watching YouTube videos. What I do is I like see like a 10-minute long video. I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch that. Oh, hey, a minute and a half long video. I'll watch that. Then like, oh, this a minute and a half video has like another sequel or another thing
Yeah.
by
And
this
you just
person,
keep
and then
going
I'll
through.
yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, fuck, I just watched like 20 minutes worth of
like the one time we
videos
watched
instead of the one 10-minute video.
the hour-long Vine compilation that we did not plan on watching for the whole thing.
Oh yeah, okay. There was one day we were all completely fucking stressed. We were like hating everything,
Yeah, yeah.
and like we were all in an edit suite, like everyone kind of working on their own thing, just
Yeah.
in the same room. And like I just finished an edit that I had to do, and I was like, I'm just gonna start watching Vines because we were like talking and making Vine references earlier. And then like I just turn on the Vine compilation, I
And
take
we
the
all just-
headphones out, and like we all just kind of sit there watching. Lib looks up, starts watching. Harrison comes up, started watching, and it was an hour-long Vine compilation. And
Oh
we
my
finished the whole
God.
thing.
We didn't even realize that an hour had gone by.
Yeah, and it was like,
Lib
oh shit, we
fell
gotta
asleep
go to
during
class
it.
now. And it was-
I fell asleep during it. Like,
yeah, we were. That's how fucking stressed we are right
Yeah.
now with our program.
I know,
we
we-
literally just like, oh hey, hour-long Vine compilation. Why
No,
not?
yeah, trust me. I think Ruth and I and Shane can completely understand because, like, on our side, it's the idea of running a show every week, and unfortunately, we're always behind. Like, we're always
Am I
because
allowed
it's
to laugh hysterically now?
she knows. Yeah, because if not, it's fucking. It's like freaking the fuck out. That's what
Yeah, that's
happens.
Yeah.
And it's like. I'm not even gonna get. I don't want to get too much into it.
I miss Vine too, Southern Belle, by the way. We all miss Vine.
we all miss it.
It's this moment of like, we have to rush, make productions. We need people to go and film stuff. We have to rely on them to film stuff. We need scripts to be written out for the host. We have to rely that's got to get done. And we had a goal, which is like we want all this stuff to be done by Monday. So then on Tuesday we can kind of like review it and then make sure everything's good. And on Wednesday we test it and go live.
Yeah.
But it's like it's more or less happening where we declare what we want that week on Monday. We're hoping everything's going in on Tuesday, and we have to review and then try it out and go live on Wednesday.
Damn.
And it's like, oh my god,
Does it
and we
just-
keep running into issues.
Is it like issues with the studio stuff, or is it what you're gathering?
Yeah, so some of it is like, oh, like we have an interview getting set up. This person's gonna come in at 11. It's gonna be great. Oh, they then tell us, oh no, I'm only available from 10:30 to 11. Motherfucker, how did you not tell us that before? Or it's like we have this video. Okay, there needs to be audio on this video. Okay, we put it in. We put it on the server to watch it. There's no audio. Why is there no audio? And it's like we have to get text to come in. Fucking audio, the mixer breaks. The camera 3 doesn't work. And it's like, what the fuck is happening? And it's always these things that we could be set up and ready to go, and then something else comes in, and then something else comes in, and something else. Like it's
Yeah.
this. What happened today is that for us every single fucking
My
week.
God.
Really?
On Wednesday.
Jesus
So like.
Christ.
People are running around panicking. Some people they're set up so that they think they're done, but like there's more stuff that could be helped out with.
And they're just sitting off to the side, kind of.
Yeah, like one of the biggest things, like there's an event. I don't want to talk about the event too much because there's a lot of different opinions on it, and I'm fine with that. Everyone has the right to their opinion. But there's an event that happened where it stressed out a lot of people this Wednesday, and then I realized some people were not where they're supposed to be. Others were running around like trying to like breach stuff together. Ruth was trying to figure out how she's gonna formulate the show, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh shit, no one's talked to the guests yet. No one's notified them what the fuck's going on. Some of our hosts don't even know what's going on. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take my headset off, guys. I'm gonna start running. And I just start bolting between hosts to guests to this. I'm like, can I get you something? Can I get you something? You guys good? This is what's happening. Just go over here. We're gonna set this up. And I'm running between studio to fucking everywhere. And I'm just like, I'm done. I finally sit down. I'm like, and then someone's like, Jeremy was like, hey, there's no audio on these videos. I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah, there's no audio. I'm like, okay, you know what? My video, I don't give a shit. There's no audio. We can be fine with it. That's not a problem. We just do voiceovers. It's gonna be great. And then he's like, okay, but I don't have my video on here yet. I'm like, okay, put it on. He's like, but I need to get it off YouTube now. I'm like, what do you mean you have to get it off YouTube? He's like, I have to pull it off YouTube. I'm like, okay, Jeremy, do you know how to do that? He's like, no, how do I do it? I'm like, Jeremy, I'm gonna tell you website to go. I gotta go do some other shit. And it's like, God damn it.
Oh my God.
So it's just people waiting until the last minute to do something.
Some of it was, others it was. There was some drama that you guys know about that happened as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
That you want to
and then
avoid.
other stuff, it was just like it was out of our control. No matter what we could do, the show could have been 100% great, and then there would have been one technical flaw that would have ruined it.
Yeah.
Like the week before this week, we tried doing a live streeter assignment coming out of from outside by the smokers pit because of the new marijuana rules and everything that's happened inside of the school. Where like now in November, you're not allowed to smoke on premises at all anymore.
Yeah, still got a few more days if you want to smoke up on campus.
Yeah. So
I think we should probably explain that whole thing for people who don't know.
in Ontario, it is now legal to
Canada.
Canada.
Let's say
Canada. It is Canada-wide,
Yeah.
excuse me. Canada-wide, it is now legal to recreationally smoke cannabis or ingest it, whatever. All right? 'Cause that's another thing we had to learn is we couldn't call it marijuana on air or weed. It had to be cannabis.
Really?
Cannabis.
Has to be officially be called cannabis?
That was the term that we were told that we had to say. Cannabis. So anyways, we when we found out that it was going to be legal, the day before we went live, so on Tuesday, we get an email blast from
The day before it went legal too.
Yeah, we get there's this email blast that sets about the new rules for smoking on fucking college property.
mean no smoking?
Is pretty much, yeah. It's the don't you dare, motherfucker.
Yeah. Okay. Basically, the school's policy is no smoking anything anywhere.
Yeah.
Tobacco,
As of November
marijuana,
1st.
vapes,
Whatever.
nothing. You can't fucking do it.
They're going to get rid of all the smoking pits.
Yeah,
and
smoking pits are
everything.
disappearing. That's happening on November 2nd or something like that.
November 1st.
November 1st. Okay,
1st.
November 1st.
That's when it hits.
So because of the legalization, but also the no smoking on November 1st, what we have is this like 2-week period in which it is completely allowed technically to smoke marijuana on campus.
Yeah. So when we saw this email, we're like, oh my god, like a lot of people are not going to know about this.
Yeah.
So we're like, we need to figure out what we're going to do. And then Ruth and I, and this is why I keep saying Ruth and I we're not allowed to talk to each other anymore, because we're like, we could do a live segment. Like, oh fuck yeah, we could do a live segment. We're like. And Ruth's like, we could do it outside in the pit. I'm like, yes, we can just grab one of the fucking cameras. And we're going off, off each other. Like, we get a camera, we hook it up. Yeah, just back and forth for like 20 minutes. We're like, okay, how are we going to do this? We see Matt Brickman, who's a professional now, but who used to be a tech. And we're like, Brickman, get in here. And like, he comes into the pit and we start telling him our ideas. Like, yeah, you just got to go to this bulkhead and we can open it up and you can get the live feed in there. You're good to go. We're like, all right, amazing. Let's go ahead and do that. And it's like, oh, we can't because it's locked. We're like, fuck. And then before that, or after that, we talked to Bree, and Bree's like, no, you can't do that. We have to do this long, complicated, like, connect to the bulkhead, use converters, transfer the files.
And then you talk to another tech, and they're like, no, you don't got to do that.
No, it was just like this nonsense. And it's like the day of, we're like, okay, can we get into the bulkhead outside? They're like, no, don't worry, there's no power, you can't use it. Like, all right, fine. Yeah, it's all disconnected anyways, even though Brickman still says, no, that works. But then Greg also says, no, that doesn't work. So it's like, god damn it. Like, just open it up and let's find out. Like, that's what I want. But anyways, that's happening. So then the day of, Bree, Ruth, Shane, Jeremy, I got in later, unfortunately. But these guys were all here at 8 o'clock to get this shit set up, to test it out, to make sure it was live, good to go when we got live on 11. And then, of course, that fucking, like, there was hours of confusion. But then everything got figured out, which was great. It then turned into, we needed someone to sit outside to kind of babysit the camera, because
Yeah.
and then also we don't want someone to just fucking run by, knock it over, fucking steal the camera. So there was a lot of that stuff that was happening, and then it turned into, it started raining. Of course it started raining.
Oh my god.
Pouring, excuse me.
That was the day.
Yeah, hard rain. And we're like, fuck. So like they moved all the equipment inside into the little bridge hallway area.
The crappy area.
Like with all the lighting that's all shit there. And then we're like, oh fuck. Then I thought, and I'm sure Ruth thought the same thing, because it stopped immediately after. It stopped.
Didn't it pick up like 2 seconds after though?
No. It ended. Like it went from,
it's just
it was
popping up.
downpouring. We brought the equipment in. It stopped downpouring. And people are out there smoking again. And we're like, okay, then we'll just go ahead, go back out, bring out the equipment. That's what I thought. And I'm sure that's what Ruth thought as well. But instead, the equipment stayed in the hallway the entire time. And we're just like,
The struggle was the communication, because I had a walkie-talkie connected to my camera operator there,
Yeah.
but he still wasn't listening.
Oh.
yeah.
So yeah, he could hear me, but he just wasn't doing what I was asking him.
Yeah. So then our host also ended up being like, there was like a 2 or 3 minute break in between. No?
It wasn't. He had 5 to 7 minutes.
5 to 7 minutes.
Expected to have a good amount of time for him to go out there, find someone, and interview them.
Yeah.
So my PA's counting down like 30, 20, 29, 28. Like, where's my host? Where's my host? Hello, where's my host? And it's like 15 seconds to the take, and Fuck it, just do it. And then with that, because my camera operator is now being interviewee, sorry.
Yeah.
No one was there to operate the camera?
Yeah,
But-
so like he was not even in frame.
Oh my
So
god.
here's the frame. All right. Here's the frame right here. Actually, hold on. It's even better, right? So it's right here. All right?
No, Justin, sit down.
No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say then we can cut to
here's
yours.
where it's supposed to be.
All right.
He was like
Right here.
in the shot.
Oh my god.
And then you can
What
hear,
the fuck?
You can hear Ruth on the walkie.
I'm just like, get into frame, move to the right.
Jesus Christ. Student
Oh my
TV at
God.
its finest. Yes.
On this walkie-talkie, like 15. You got 15 seconds left. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It was interesting to say the least.
That sounds like it would have been interesting. Would have been fun, though, at the same time.
There's a good reason why we drink after every live production. Yeah, we call it debriefing. We go to the Outback Shack and we just fucking have a drink. Be like,
Ooh.
well,
Maybe we
what
should
could
start
do
doing that
next
with
time?
video shoots.
I'm
'Cause we
telling
do-
you, man, it's
Yeah.
relaxing. It helps you, like, not even bitching about people, just like the production itself.
Sit down and just.
Yeah. Yeah, what can we do to fix it?
Get your honest opinions
Yeah.
and stuff out
Yeah.
while you're also just kind of relaxing, enjoying a
it's,
nice drink.
It was an interesting turn of events,
Nice
to say
drink.
the least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds like it.
Yeah. All right. Before we send off for this episode, because it is a bit later, and Ruth and I still also have to do projects. Is there anything you guys want to talk about before we wrap up? Yeah, shut up.
What'd you say?
She said she's going to theater. That's been the returning gag. Every time bad happens, she's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to theater.
Going back to the theater program.
All right. Is there anything you guys want to talk about before we leave?
No.
No, you're good.
Yeah, we can wait these topics till next week.
All right. Harris, anything?
No, I agree. No, I
All right,
think it's
cool.
good.
Well, everybody, thank you very much for joining us for this week. Very, very strange clusterfuck episode of the Select Start Network live, but we got it under control. So thank you, Ruth. Over All right.
You added the accent on it. You made it so much worse.
Ruth, thank you very much. Ruth, is there anything you want to plug? Any socials at all? All right, awesome. Colin,
Instagram at Colin C. Burns.
Harrison,
I'm gonna just plug my Instagram. I can't remember it. Hoovel Photography. There we go. Hoovel Photography.
You're gonna have to spell
HEUVEL
that.
Photography.
and as always for myself, you can reach me on Instagram or Twitter at SSN Larshay. We got a schedule up for like a tentative schedule up for the streaming schedule, which I think is every I want to say it's Mondays. I don't fucking remember anymore. No, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and whatever weekends happens. So you can always catch us there. But for now, thank you very much for joining us for this exciting SSN Live. We love you, and we'll catch you next time. So bye.
Bye.